best friends in quarantines all around the country, making sure our dogs get the exercise they need can be a workout in and of itself. So how can you get your pup's energy out indoors? Let's bark about it. Welcome back to Alpha Paw, your destination for everything dog. I'm Bernie Zilio, and I'm on a mission to answer every doggone question you have ever had about your fur babies. And today, we are talking about how we can get our dog's energy out without leaving the house. Fortunately for us, we have an expert with us today, Dr. Ross Bernstein. Dr. Ross is a seasoned veterinary professional and pet care expert. He earned his doctorate degree in veterinary medicine at UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine, and his work has been featured in several industry-leading publications, including the Journal of Veterinary Surgery. He is our go-to vet for everything we want and need to know about our fur babies. So welcome back to Alpha Pod, Dr. Ross.
Hey, Bernie. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I like your shirt. What is it?
I'm so glad you asked. Oh, I'm like not wearing, oh my gosh. But it says, ew, David, I hope you watch Schitt's Creek. If not, this makes no sense.
I've seen a few episodes. People always ask me because there's a veterinarian in it. And
so they say, what? Have you watched this show with another vet in it?
Well, yeah, they're like, oh my God, do you watch Schitt's Creek? And I'm like, not really, but I've seen a couple episodes. It's not really my style, but it's
everyone's
funny
style, and you should get on it because it's a wonderful show, aside from the fact that there's a vet in it. But anyway, thank you. So back to the topic for today. We are talking about how we can exercise our dogs, make sure they get all their activity in without leaving the house. I mean, half the country is covered in massive snowfall. The other half, and I mean that because most people are still going out, the other half is staying inside because of the coronavirus. Our dogs are going crazy. What can we do to make sure that they get the proper exercise without having to leave the house?
Yeah. If you actually must stay indoors or it's too cold to go outside, there are some things that you can do inside to try to get their energy out. Something that I love to do with my dog is playing hide and seek. So kind of while we're playing fetch, I'll throw the toy to the one side of the house, and before he comes back, I'll go and hide somewhere, and it's always fun for him as he's sniffing around and trying to find me. And then he loves it when he finds me. There's all this excitement, and then we can do it over and over. So he really enjoys that. Sometimes you could just play fetch with them, get some energy out. Although sometimes they can get kind of crazy and run into ornaments and furniture around the house. So just be careful if you're going to be doing that.
Okay, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I unfortunately don't live in a very large space, and I have a large dog. So what are some ways that people who live in like small apartments or small houses, it's going to be hard to play hide and seek in those types of environments. So what are some like other ways that people can make sure that their dogs are getting exercise?
Training or mental stimulation is another big one. You can teach them new tricks. Most dogs are already familiar with the common ones like sit or shake, but you could try to get them to roll over or stay and do something new. Maybe it's, I don't know, you can be creative. Sit on the couch while I'm in the other room, or I've always seen these videos on TikTok where you put a plate of food in front of them and you're like, stay, don't eat it, don't eat it. And then you come back in 2 minutes and see whether or not they ate it. But that's showing some restraint on their part. They have to think and concentrate, and it takes out some energy from their part. So those are some good ways that you can try to get some energy out while you're staying inside.
That's awesome. And that's such a good point about having your dog practice like waiting and staying and patience. I mean, I'm working on that with Pod right now, but the idea that I'm in one room and he's in another, that's like never going to happen, mostly because I'm obsessed, but that's besides the point. And the other thing I was going to say is, as you were talking, I just remembered, I'm not very, I like to give my dog snuggles, but my boyfriend loves wrestling the dog. So they'll just be, roughhousing, and I know Pod gets a lot of his energy out that way. So that's, not like full on wrestling. Please don't injure your dog or yourself, just like playful stuff. So that's all really helpful information. Now, I know a big one, you were talking about mental stimulation, and I'm just now starting to get into this stuff, like puzzle toys and things that actually make your dog think. I know that that makes them expend a lot of energy, but can you kind of talk about things that almost like raise your dog's IQ or help them in other ways that aren't just physical?
Yeah, there are some puzzle toys where there's like balls or certain geometric shapes where they're missing some pieces and you can fill it with food, and they have to realize that they need to roll the toy a certain way to spill out the treats, or certain types of bowls that they need to lick it a certain way to get the food, or you can make little obstacle courses in your house for for them to find out how to get the treat. There's other toys like Kong toys where they just have to get at it for a long time, and the peanut butter is stuck deep inside the Kong and they can't just get it all at once. So that'll expend some energy as they try to get it.
Totally. This has been super, super helpful because I know that it's really hard to go outside right now just for you to be social. So it's going to be just as difficult to make sure your dog gets exercise, that your dog is socialized. So these are all really good ways to bond with your dog, make sure you're getting his or her energy out. So this has been very helpful. And I know for a fact that our viewers have probably come up with some really creative ways to make sure that their dogs get exercise. So I want to hear about them. So I would love for you guys to drop that down in the comment section below. And if you have any questions or comments, leave those there as well. Again, I'm Bernie Zilio, and this is Alpha Paw. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single doggone episode, and we'll see you guys next time.